we're giving away an Evergreen Miner Starter Kit 12 terabyte version coming up on February 14th on Valentine's Day. Going to be doing a live stream, choosing the winner. Good luck to you guys. Link down below. Hey guys, rPim here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day. This video, I wanted to set up reset up my Chia mining rig, which I set up about 1.5 years ago now. And just being honest with all of you, I have not been paying attention to Chia much. But recently, Evergreen Miner has kind of brought up that interest for me. And they did send me this 16 terabyte Evergreen Miner starter kit, and it's pretty cool, and it's farming Chia right now. I'll show you guys the results of how much we've mined thus far, and the power consumption of it is about 11 watts versus my ATX computer here. It's taken about 80, 90, fluctuates a bit here, but I'm gonna say about 100 watts that it's, you know, just idling here. It's not farming Chia at this point in time because I just turned it on and I realized I am on an older version, the Chia blockchain 1.61. And I think I am not the only one in terms of how many others are on older versions. It looks like the latest version for Chia now for the software is 6.2. I did notice about 18 hours ago, as of recording this video, there is a new version 1.70. Pre-release. I don't think this is the stable version, but if I scroll down, there's a bunch of other versions here that they've been releasing over the past couple of weeks here. But I think their stable version, the latest version, would be 1.62. So that's what I may just upload here. And you can see my rig. I have 0.4 Chia on here. That's awesome. XCH. I'm still syncing here, so I think once that's done, then I will, I don't know, upgrade the software here. We'll go through that later in a sec. I wanted to just quickly talk about the specs of my machine here and roughly the cost of when I built this about 1.5 years ago. So this is an i5 processor, which specifically it's an 11th gen Core i5 11400 CPU. Okay, and I have it coupled with 16 gigabytes of RAM, DDR4. Then powering my hard drives, I have an 850 watt power supply. And then I'm using a LSI RAID card, but obviously we're not doing RAID because in Chia you don't need to use RAID. We're just using it as like a JBOD method. So I have 4 spinning Rust hard drives, just mechanical hard drives. They're not SSDs or anything. I have an 8 terabyte, 4 terabyte, 4 terabyte, and another 4 terabyte. So combined I have 20 terabytes for this whole setup here. And as well, I do have like 2 M.2 NVMe SSDs here. So one is for my C drive, which is that blue one at the top there. And then I do have a Samsung 970 EVO Plus, which is just for a cache drive for the plots. When it's creating the plots, when I'm using the Chia software, when it's done, it moves it to the more higher capacity hard drives that I set so that it could make the plots a lot faster on this little 1 terabyte NVMe drive. Now, I've been reading some things recently that there is a GPU plotter in the mix right now being created, or if not already out. I've been wanting to try that. I haven't been able to find out more info about that, but if anyone knows, let me know down below. So I have an RTX A2000 that I want to try that in my machine here to see if that would maybe increase the plot creation, and maybe that could do it under, you know, a couple minutes or less versus, you know, normally I think it would take me, I don't know, 40 minutes or so to do it on, you know, just with this simple setup here, in which, you know, I do want to add more hard drives. I have 4 more slots here that I could fill up. So maybe if I can find cheap enough hard drives. I mean, in Canada, I've been seeing the hard drive prices pretty rough. So I'll see about that later. And I do have a bunch of servers coming as well. You guys know I've been getting into servers, and so I may be doing, you know, a bunch of Chia stuff down there. But just to compare, right, I have this Evergreen Miner starter kit, which is a 16 terabyte. And so versus my 20 terabyte config right now, you can see here the Chia Evergreen is only taking about 10 to 11 watts right now. And my setup here with the 4 hard drives currently, 20 terabytes altogether, I'm using over it's sporadically going to 115 watts, under 100 watts. So, you know, this is obviously, I would say my ATX PC here is 10 times more power than the Evergreen miner here, right? A lot more efficient. And with the Evergreen as well, I can expand it by adding, you know, another hard drive bay if I wanted to. And another positive thing though, regarding these Evergreens is that they do the plotting for you. So I don't have to worry about that like I have to with my own setup here that I did, which, you know, I spent a pretty penny on all this hardware. Combined, I would say a year and a half ago, I would say this whole setup cost about $1,000. So if I were to compare it to an Evergreen, which I believe this setup is about $399 right now, that makes this Evergreen miner pretty competitive. Versus, you know, maybe somebody that wants to do it manually or do a custom setup like I did here. But I think majority of Chia people that have, you know, petabytes of storage or just, you know, a lot more storage, they're using, you know, JBOD server, like 4U servers, you know, those types of setups so that they could have a lot more capacity. And as well, they're probably using like RAM disks to create their plots, which is a lot faster to do. And now that the GPU method may be coming out for, you know, plotting, that could be a lot faster for those that have those types of setups. Yeah, I only have 16 gigs of RAM. I'm gonna have to upgrade that. I'm not sure if I can do 128 on this motherboard, but I'm happy honestly with my Samsung 970 there. If I were to get into the GPU plotting game here, which I can do in another video once that becomes more, I guess, apparent and easier to do essentially. Hopefully I can do that in Windows. I guess we'll find out later. Anyways, let's go on the computer. I'm just going to show you guys a couple things with the rig in the software.
Introducing the Octominer OctoTank 12 Home Immersion Cooling System, the future of cryptocurrency mining and home heating. Quiet, cool, and efficient. The OctoTank 12 allows you to overclock your ASIC miners up to 70% to get more performance for your money. Compatible with up to 2 ASICs. Fully plug-and-play system. The immersion system ensures that your miners stay cool. Perfect for garage or basement heating. Up to 150 square meters of heating capacity. Clean and minimalist design. Fully weatherproof. Designed to last for years. Save money while keeping your home warm and cozy this winter. Order yours now.
Okay, so it's been about, I don't know, a good 30 minutes and it's still syncing. And so you know what? I'm just going to show you guys how I update, I guess, the Chia blockchain node software. And I've done this in the past and you can actually see all the different Chia software setups that I've downloaded. You can see here 1.23, 1.26, 1.211, 1.30, 1.6.1, which is what I'm using now. Okay, but if we go to the Chia release here, GitHub, and actually before I do that, I have just been shown that Chia Gigahorse node and Farmer for, I guess, the GPU for the GPU compressed plots is just released 32 minutes ago as I'm recording this video. So this is what I'll probably try in another video. But in the meantime, okay, we are going to try out here. I'm just going to update my the Chia node software. So I'm not going to do the 1.7. I'm going to click on the latest 1.62. We're going to download a lot of fixes, a lot of changes as well. So let me click on show all assets, and then here's the Chia setup 1.62. So I'm going to download that. Click on that. It's going to download to my downloads folder. You can see in the bottom left. While that's going, I'm just curious to know if there's any reason why a lot of these people, 5,047 as of recording, are still on 1.61, such as myself. I guess that makes sense. Maybe a lot of people just don't care. Maybe it doesn't matter as much. There's 2,418 people on 1.60. And if we go down here, you can see how many people are on actually much older versions of the Chia blockchain software, which is kind of surprising, but majority, it looks like there's 9,598 people on 1.62. And then if we look at 1.63, there's 368. So it looks like some people are slowly moving over towards that. Anyways, I'm going to now let's minimize this. Let's close my node software here. Sure you want to quit? Yes. I'm going to close down everything before we install the latest 1.62 here. Okay, and that should be pretty good. Okay, so that's closed. Now I'm going to let's just install 1.62 and see how well this is going to do. Well, for me, next, install. Okay, don't have to change anything. And there we go. Installation complete. Next, let's farm. I like that. Let's farm. Okay, so let's see. That should open up here. I may have to enter my passphrase, which I'll do that right here. Now, I haven't seen this for a while. There's a wallet mode and then a farming mode. So most likely, yeah, create and manage plots. But now that I just realized there's the Gigahorse node farmer. It looks like it says here, this release provides Chia blockchain binaries to farm compressed plots created with the new plotters provided in the repository. The compressed plot, harvester, and farmer are not compatible with the official Chia node. It only works together with the Gigahorse node. However, it's possible to use the wallet from the official Chia repository instead of using the Gigahorse binary wallet. Oh, interesting. I guess I'll figure that out later. But for the meantime, let's just click on recommended, choose the farming mode, and now it's going to let me in. Now it shows my wallet 1, not synced. Just going to click on that, and it should now... We're going to click on full node here. It will probably start syncing, which is going to take a long time for me because it's been, like I said, 3 to 4 months since I've turned this on. So I'm just going to leave that, let that go. And I just wanted to look at the plots here, add a plot. And look at this. Blade bit plotter, RAM plot, disk plot. There's the Mad Max plotter. Okay, so I believe that's a little bit fast, a little bit faster. And here is where you can, yeah, same one, K32. They have a temporary directory. So this is where I showed you guys in the beginning, I do have a 1 TB NVMe as that cache drive. And then there's a select final directory. Okay, this is where folder to store your plots for farming. Recommend you use a large, slow hard drive, like an external HDD. So in my case here, I have just those 8 TB, 4 TB, 4 TB, 4 TB terabyte drives, which I haven't really filled up mostly yet. I still some drives here. I have like 2 terabyte free on this 8 TB, so I can fill that up. All right, so I'm gonna let that go. But now I wanted to show you guys here. Let's just talk about my Evergreen miner. Okay, so it's just going away. All right, right now, just looking at the stats, it has it says reported space 11.9 TB. But if we go to payments here, we can see that I've actually been paid out my 0.1 XCH. Okay, that took about 25 days to achieve on the Chia Evergreen starter kit. And so that's exciting for me. But just looking at the rewards here, in case people are wondering, how much XCH I've been getting recently is about 0.0036, 32, 45, 40. Some days are good, some days are lower. But it's roughly hovering as of right now between 13 to 19 cents a day. Okay. And if we're just looking quickly at the blockchain space, Chia net space, I believe, is it's kind of been going up recently. I think there's been some hype around Chia. I have been seeing videos from like Voscoin. He did get a lot of views on that one video. I think like 60K recently. And so I think that's going to contribute to maybe potentially a lot of people here kind of turning back on. So I believe around 20 or 19 exabytes to now we are hovering around 21.58 exabytes. It's climbing up. Obviously, it's not like what it was before when, the Chia price was a lot higher, which you can see here, right? Chia's price used to be in the thousands before. And that kind of makes sense as to this chart here of when there was a lot more people farming Chia. And so here we go. We've had a little bit of a bump up recently in price of Chia. So it looks like it went from like $30 to $45 recently. We're hovering around 41 now. So looks like there's a little bit of interest coming back into Chia. And so people are maybe, plotting again, getting into it, such as myself, and yeah, all that good stuff. And so now I think there's a little bit more interest now, especially now with this Chia Gigahorse. This is something I've been seeing a lot recently. I've been hearing a lot of people, testing with GPUs. And, we're having the VRAM and the RAM specifications, I guess some CPU stuff as well. So this is something I'll do in another video, but I just wanted to make aware of this as I think this is coming out of the woodworks now 41 minutes ago as of recording this video. So looks like there's something here that has just come out, which I think might be only for Linux. So maybe I might not be able to do this until there's a Windows repository. You know what? Can I download this? Let me just see if I can open this. Right click this, 7-zip, extract. Is this a Windows one? No, I think this is a Linux. I believe this is for Linux. Yeah, I don't think I can run this. Yeah, I don't think I can run this in Windows, but yeah, it looks like there's files here for the Linux Gigahorse. Okay, my friends, that's it for this video. That's really all I want to do. So I'm gonna keep my little rig here on right now, and once that's done syncing, I will create some plots. May take a while, but if I can, I shall get into the Gigahorse plotting and put my GPU in that. I'm gonna wait till I get some confirmation, obviously, for the Windows one, if we can do that or not. So anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.